lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family.
David.
Where's everybody?
Without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have a search. Hello, everyone. Dave Robinson here, the father of geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. Thank you so much for joining me on this live, especially during the holiday. I just want to say, first of all, happy holiday to each and every last one of you for your Thanksgiving, for the upcoming holidays. Christmas is coming up and some of the others. I just want to say, it's a wonderful time of the year when you get to spend time with your family. I hope that you all had that opportunity to do so. If you have family still in town, hope you enjoy every minute of it. So we have to make sure we take every moment and hold it dear to our heart. You know how it is for our family without Daniel every year since he has been missing. It's been very tough, but we're hanging in there. So we still have hopes and our faith that things will work out. That I will find Daniel. So I'm still searching for him. Of course, you guys know that. Here this evening to talk about what we have happening in this country. We have 600,000 Americans go missing every year. 3,000 a day, over 2,000, which are children. 40% of all missing cases are people of color, though Black Americans only make 13% of the population. We have a crisis that's happening in this country every single day. Here in South Carolina, we have over 270 people that's right now, as we're speaking, that are at the open cases of missing Americans just in this small state. So imagine what's happening in the country all across the states like Arizona, where my son would miss, in California, some of these other states where the population of missing American cases are very high. So again, we had to do our part, and one of those things is sharing a story. So I'm starting off with Warriors of the Missing to share. As everyone, if they can, find a case to share every day. Find someone that's there out there. Trust me, is out there. For 600,000 that go missing every year, 3,000 a day, you can find a case to share. It can be the bit difference of that person being found or not. I can't tell you out of 600,000, overwhelmingly is most majority of people are located one way or the other. When I say one way or the other, some, of course, safe and sound, others in other manners. But we do have a big number of people that have never been found, to this date. So still looking for them. So we want to make sure we're putting that information out there for that family, those ones that's going through it right now, that they can have an opportunity to have their voice heard. As sad as it may seem, we already see what happened in the media a lot of times. Not every case get covered, and not every case get the attention that it deserves. So I just want to make sure that we're doing our part. And so, having said that, I just want to jump right into it and start off with sharing some of the missing American cases here. And one of the things I'm starting off with today I will be doing a series of Wars of the Missing, but I will start focusing on our children. Again, like I say, over 2,000 children go missing every day in this country, and we want to make sure they are safe. We also may not make sure we don't forget about adults, but we want to right now focus on the children and talk about these children. Like we have Patience Wilkins here, missing out of 4,300 block of C Street Southeast, and this is going to be right here in the metropolitan of Washington D.C. She was missing ever since November 22nd of 2024, around 12 o'clock p.m. Youth and Family Engagement Division is who you can call if you have any information. Also, the Real Time Crime Center. Both of those numbers are listed here: 202-576-6768, 202-727-9099. The Metropolitan Police Department is seeking the public's assistance in locating 16-year-old Patience Wilkins, who was last seen in the 4,300 block of C Street Southeast on Friday, November the 22nd, 2024. She is described as a black female, 5'8" in height, 135 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen again with a black coat. If you have any information, please share that and please reach out to law enforcement. Also, we have right here in South Carolina, missing child. Again, Victor Mature Santos. Matute Santos. He's been missing out of Aiken, South. He's missing out of Aiken, South Carolina. He's now 17 years old. Victor was last seen on December the 23rd of 2023. Again, if you have any information about Victor, Mr. Santos, you can reach out to the Aiken Police Department right in South Carolina, 803-642-7740. We also have here Trinity David. She's also missing out of South Carolina here, lesser than South Carolina, missing ever since November 3rd, 2024. She is now 13 years old. Trinity may have traveled to Columbia, and that is my hometown right here in Columbia, South Carolina, the capital. She has freckles on her nose and cheeks. Trinity's ears, navel, and her nose are pierced and has multiple tattoos. Trinity may use the nickname Trin or Trin. So if you have any information about this child, please, you guys, please reach out to the missing and exploited children. That is 1-818, Lexington County Sheriff Office in here in South Carolina. The Lexington County Sheriff Office will be 1-803-785-8230, or you can also reach out to the missing exploited children, 1-800 the lost. Okay. Also, we have a critical missing child here, Maya Treadwell, unit block of Van Buren Street, Northwest, August the 23rd of 2024. Been missing ever since. She's been missing since 1/23. You can go also again to Youth and Family Engagement Division right there in Washington, D.C., 202-576-6768. Also, the Metropolitan Police is seeking the public's assistance in locating 60-year-old Maya Treadwell, who was last seen again at the unit block of Van Buren Street, Northwest, on Friday, August 23rd of 2024. The event was reported on October the 11th, 2024. And also, Ms. Treadwell is described as a black female, 5'8" inches and 5'8", 110 pounds, with black hair, brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a blue shirt, gray sweatpants, and black and gray Nike tennis shoes. Carrying I can't get the rest of that, but you guys can get the information reaching out. If you have a tip, it's 202-727-9099. Also, we have a critical missing person here, Jalen Roberts. Been missing also out of Washington, D.C., 3,700 block of Hayes Street, Northeast, Wednesday, April the 17th, 2024. He was missing ever since 12 o'clock noon. You can also reach out to the Youth and Family Service Division at 202-576-6768. Also, the Metropolitan Police is seeking public assistance in locating 15-year-old Jalen Roberts, who was last seen at 3700 block of Hayes Street, northeast on April 17, 2024. Jalen Roberts is described as a black male, 5'1" and in height, 115 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. He was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and blue jeans. So if you have information, you can reach out to the Metropolitan Police Department. There's anonymous tip line 202-727-9099, or you can text 50411. Also here have Michael Woodward. Michael Woodward is missing out of Columbia, South Carolina, right here in my hometown. Ever since, you guys check this out, ever since April the 23rd of 1972. That would make him about 55 years old. Um, Michael, Mr. Woodward, Michael's photo is shown age progressed, yes, right, to 55 years old. He was last seen playing in the yard of his home on April the 23rd, 1972. Michael was wearing brown striped pants and blue jeans, blue shoes. Michael sustained an injury which may have left him blind in his left eye. So if you guys have information, please reach out to Missing Exploited Children or the Fort Jackson Army Base Military Police right here in South Carolina, 803-751-3113. Also, we have here Marima Vey. It has been missing ever since November 24, 2024. She is now 13 years old, out of her Henrico County, Virginia. Female. She's a black female, medium complexion, 5'4", 110 pounds. Her hair is black, shoulder length hair, and her eyes is brown. If you have any information, you can reach out to the Henrico County Police Department at 804-501-5000, or the Black and Missing Foundation, 877-97-BAMFI. She was last seen in Henrico County, Virginia, on November 24th. The circumstances are unknown. Also, we have Lily Parker, missing out here out of Lexington, South Carolina. She's been missing ever since October the 26th of 2024. She is now 18 years old, and both photos shown here are of Lily. So if you guys have any information, you can reach out to the Lexington County Police Department here in South Carolina. It's 1-803-359-6260, or the Missing and Exploited Children. You can reach out to both. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening in. We also have Kazile Head, missing out of Chester, South Carolina. Mr. Head is now 16 years of age. He was last seen on October 16, 2024. If you guys have any information, please reach out to the Chester Police Department right here in South Carolina, 803-385-5433. We also have here Germany Mills, right here out of Blythewood, South Carolina. That's right in the neighboring city from where I'm at now. Missing since June the 29th, 2024. He is now 18 years of age. If you guys have any information, reach out to the Richland County Sheriff Office. The number is 1-803-576-3000. Everyone can play a part. Also, we have Gabrielle Ditches. She has been missing right here out of Columbia, South Carolina. She's currently missing out of Columbia, South Carolina. Her age is 17 years of age. She's 17 years of age. You have both pictures of her, one with glasses and one without. If you recognize her, please reach out to the Richland County Sheriff's Office at 1-803-576-3000, or the Missing and Exploited Children. We also have here Mr. Darrell Ray Johnson. I can tell you guys, we have some good news today. Mr. Johnson was found well. He was found alive and well. He's doing well. So I want to say I'm very happy to hear that today. I had started setting this live up today. And before I can finish that, I just really found the news out, came up on Google. And when I was looking for something else, and I was really happy to see that he's been located. and he's doing well. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll take that back. I'll take that back. I got him mixed up with someone else. He's not doing this. He's not found yet. I'm sorry. There's one other person I'm thinking of today, out of South Carolina. So I'll take that back. Mr. Daryl Ray Johnson is still currently missing. So if you guys have any information about him, he's been missing out of New Mexico. I did talk to the friends and family of Mr. Johnson. So again, I apologize for saying he is found. He is not found as it stands today. He's missing again on June the 29th of 2024. 68 years old, I believe you have here. He's a conscious damn New Mexico, missing city, and he's a black male, dark complexion, 6'9", 6 foot, 160 pounds. He have let's see what it say. His will have short, I guess, short brown, short hair, and his complexion is brown. If you have any information, you can reach out into the New Mexico State Police at 575-461-3300 or the Black and Missing Foundation, 877-97-BAMFI. And I can't tell you guys can read up on the story and learn a lot more about Mr. Johnson's story. It is very bizarre. It definitely can take you for a loop because you know what is unexplained, his disappearance, how it happened. And you guys need to really dig into it and share. Location last seen, Daryl was last seen around 12:30 at the uh, Conscious Lake State Park, if I could say that correctly. Circumstances: Daryl reportedly traveled with his friends and her daughter, and on June the 27th, 2024, from Phoenix, Arizona, to New Mexico for a birthday celebration. It was reported that Daryl disappeared after requesting a flashlight from a neighboring campsite around 12:30 a.m. He has not been seen since. And guys, I'm telling you, we'll go look into the story. You will have a lot of questions to ask on the story, but please share his story. We can get those answers. Also, we have here Dilma Bautista, been missing ever since January the 6th, 2022, right here out of Columbia, South Carolina. She is now 19 years old. She was, again, missing around January the 6th, ever since January the 6th of 2022. If you guys have any information about her disappearance, please reach out to the Columbia Police Department at 803-252-2911, or you can reach out to the Missing Exploited Children. Also, we have Desire Phillips, missing ever since February the 8th of 2024, right here out of Columbia, South Carolina as well. She's 16 years old. Both photos are of her with glasses and without. If you recognize her, especially those right here in Columbia, South Carolina, please reach out to the Richland County Sheriff's Office, 803-576-3000, or the Missing and Exploited Children. Both photos of Desire, she may be traveling to Rock Hill, South Carolina, which everybody know is one of two cities away. Also, we have Calix Wall. He's missing out of Aiken, South Carolina. He is now 17 years of age. Mr. Wall, again, may still be in the area of Aiken. He has a scar on his elbow and on the side of his face. Calix may be wearing glasses. So you guys recognize Mr. Wall, please reach out to the Aiken Police Department at 1-803-642-7620 or Missing Exploited Children. Also, we have Bryson Sawyer. He's been missing ever since February the 6th of 2024 out of Camden, South Carolina. He's now 18 years old. He has Mr. Bryson was last seen on February the 6th, 2024. He may be in need of medication and attention. So you guys, please look out for Mr. Sawyer and make sure that he's returned safely. Reach out to the Camden Police Department at 803-425-6025. We also have Aaliyah Martin. She's been missing ever since November 24th of 2024. She's 16 years of age. She's been missing out of Orange County, Virginia. She's a black female, light in complexion. She's 5'5", 140 pounds, brown hair, length of hair is long, and her eye color is brown. Aaliyah was last seen in Orange County, Virginia on November 24th of 2024. If you have any information, please reach out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office at 540-672-1234 or the Black and Missing Foundation, 87797 BAMFI. Again, I want to say thank you, everybody, for just listening in, because we definitely need to bring our children home. My son Daniel, 23 years old when he went missing, but to me, he's my child, and so anytime you're dealing with, whether it's a adult or child, is our loved one that's missing, and want to make sure that we're bringing our loved ones home. I want to say thank you, everybody who's out there, right there. I see you guys right there on Instagram. I want to say that. Can't put you on the screen, but I really want to tell you thank you for being a part. But like I said, we definitely need to bring our loved ones home. Thank you so much, Stacy. I really appreciate it. Bring our loved ones home and bring our children home. We got to make sure we're solving these cases and making sure that thanks everybody for the prayers. Make sure that we bringing everybody and doing our part as Americans to look out for. Thank you so much, Stacey, for correcting that as well. 1-800 the lost, and bring our families home. So thanks so much, everybody who's joining in and being a part of this Warriors for the Missing. So thank you again. I just want to say real quick, again, for adults, we see the children here. We have the Amber Alert for our children. We have a silver alert for our older Americans. But we want to make sure we also stand up for this clear alert. This is something that a friend of mine in Louisiana had brought to my attention. I said something about this before. A clear alert is designed for a person, like, for instance, in my age group, that is not old enough to be in the silver alert category, but not young enough also to be in the amber alert. So the clear alert is a coordinated law enforcement adult rescue. It is a public notification system used in some U.S. states to help locate missing adults who may be in danger. And I can't tell you guys, in the first state that had this was Texas, and we're trying to make sure we get this in all the states here in South Carolina. It is similar to the Amber Alert used for children, but its focus is on adults who do not meet the criteria of the Silver Alert, which is typically used for elderly individuals with cognitive impairments. The Clear Alert is activated when law enforcement determines that an adult, often between the ages of 18 and 65, is missing under suspicious or dangerous circumstances, such as being abducted, endangered, or having serious medical conditions. The goal is to quickly disseminate information to the public through various channels, including media, electronic billboards, and social media, to enlist the community's help in locating the missing person, and in ensuring their safety. So again, this is very important. It can help in cases like my son Daniel. The criteria for issuing a clear alert can vary from state, but generally include the following: the individual is missing under undisplaying or suspicious circumstances. The person is believed to be in imminent danger, or through bodily injury or death, or threat of bodily injury or death. There's insufficient information available to distribute to the public that could assist in locating the person. The implementation and specific details of the clear alert can differ from state to state, as it is managed at the state level. But like for me, I would like to see this managed on a federal level as well. The Clear Alert coordinated law enforcement adult rescue system is currently operational in Texas, where it was first implemented in 2019. So again, this is very important for many reasons. Like I said, in my son's case, it could have made a bit difference. In Daniel's case, being that he's a danger person. He's out there in the area where it's the Sonoran Desert. It can get up to 118 degrees. He have, like I say, not have been out there before. Just going further out there, you have inherent dangers of vertical mines, horizontal mines, wildlife, ravines. You have the dry beds of rivers. All the kind of things is problematic for a person if you're out there in that desert. So again, people out there all the time put a clear alert. We always see that. Also, the clear alert is not going to cost anything. We see it on the interstate when somebody go missing, the silver alert come up. Hear a child get abducted. We have the Amber Alert that comes up. It's nothing to add. The only thing to do is to add the Clear Alert, and that's why we're trying to make sure that every state does that. It's not costing the state any extra money to put up something on the screen. We see those screens sometimes blinking, saying something that only really matter for the road. So again, we want to make sure that we're fighting for those families who need those. So again, I want to say thank you everybody who joined in today to be a part of this live. I want to say really quick too is want to share about the missing American again cases here, and it just been missing in America. According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons Namers Base, which is funded by the U.S. Department of Justice, more than 600,000 Americans, God, that name should be changed from people to Americans, go missing annually. Approximately 4,400 unidentified bodies are recovered every year. According to the U.S. Department of Justice National Missing and Unidentified Person System, there are 22,740 missing Americans in the United States as of February 21st of 2023. And those numbers, okay, I want to tell you something real quick, and those numbers are climbing, but I want to point out a fact that, it's something I will be sharing with you guys, not on this one here, this live here, but those numbers haven't been updated. And there's a reason why. We're starting to see more people missing. And we had some another agency go out, and I'm not gonna put the name out just yet to talk about it. We're to do a research into this, and that number hadn't been updated because it's been affecting people of color drastically, even more. The numbers went up. And so now we're needing to get those numbers so we can get out to the public so we can be aware of what's happening in this country. And want to make sure that everybody know, make sure that you are out there being safe and find those reasons why we have those numbers going up the way they are going up. So that 22,740 that are missing, that was in 2023. What's happening in 2024 is a lot more, and we want to talk about that on my next live. But for right now, I just want to tell you guys, I'm going to say it over and over again, I really appreciate you guys joining in with me right now. Even though I know you with your families, and most of you are still spending time with your family, you decided to watch this live. But I will be back. I want to go on a little smaller break here for a second, you guys, because I want to go into another part of what I want to do is to search and fight for my son. You guys know I've been fighting for Daniel for 3 years now, and it's something that I have to continue to do. I cannot stop at this moment and just quit. So I have to keep pushing, and those reasons why I am a fighter. I'm a veteran. That's why this is called Warriors of the Missing. I'm a veteran. I am a fighter. I'm not a person that quit. I am a person who have empathy for others, and I'm going to try to fight for others. So again, I hope you guys can fight along with me too as well. But I want to make sure I jump on real quick before I end up losing my voice. I can hear it coming. But want to say, I just need to talk about this real quick. I hope you guys can stay along here with me. I will be coming back on the other side, outside of Wars for the Missing, and I will go into Please Help Find Daniel. So thanks so much, and please hold in.
Daniel Robinson went missing 4 months ago. This is the last photo his family has of him. He's a 24-year-old geologist, last seen leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona.
As the Gabby Petito homicide case garners national attention, another young person has been missing for nearly 3 months, and his family is desperate to find him. 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd, leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son. And I'm still searching for him. Thank you guys again for hanging in with me on this live this today. After Thanksgiving, after the time you're spending with your family, I really appreciate your time. Just wanted to start off really quick here, and I'm not going to hold up too much of your time, but definitely need to uh, really push this out. I really need to continue my efforts to find Daniel. As you guys see right here behind me, on the screen, you see that area, that vehicle. You see the clothing on the ground, and it's an area out there in the desert that need to be searched. Guys, I did 35,000 acres of land out there with volunteers, without law enforcement help. We did 35,000 acres of land out there, covered 49 weeks of searches. But you guys, I can show you when I show you shortly. It's a lot of area to be covered. We covered a lot of it. We covered up roughly around 93% of that area. But there's still a small pocket of areas that need to be covered. So I, as a family member, as well as my family, can be very assured that Daniel is not out there. That's one of the things that I had to swallow a long time ago. A month out after Daniel went missing, in that Sonoran desert, saw the things that we saw out there in the desert. We recovered human remains out there, starting off with a human skull, and to find closure for other families. We know that see a lot of wildlife out there that didn't make it in that Sonoran desert. We're not going to find Daniel, as you guys can see on the photograph behind me. That is a photo with his clothing, everything on his body. 3 feet away from the vehicle, allegedly the clothing, 3 feet away from the vehicle, meaning that he's walking out in the Sonoran desert butt naked, without clothing, without shoes on his feet. You're not going to make it far in that desert without water. And he had untouched cases of water in his vehicle. You're not going to make it out there in that desert. And so, like I said, a month out, I had to just accept that the mission that I was on at the beginning was a rescue mission for my son. After doing numerous searches of the internet, learning everything I can about that Sonoran desert. I knew everything about the deserts of Afghanistan because we had heat training and things like that for our deployment, but I didn't know anything about the desert out there in Sonoran desert of Arizona. And I learned a lot from my hotel room. And I know that a person would not be doing well in that environment out there in that Sonoran desert. It's a lot different from Afghanistan, but it is not a good place to be when you're out there lost. And so, again, like I said, not being a rescue mission, I was out there looking for everything we can. The fact that we had volunteers on the ground who was actually my family member, I call them my extended family, actually dedicated. We had law enforcement say they did searches out there in the Sonoran desert for my son. They didn't even find a construction cone, couldn't even find their own hand in front of their face. But we found, again, everything out there, from human remains to a stolen vehicle that I found for the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, to solve a case. So somehow law enforcement say they did these searches with their animals, their dogs, but we did it with our foot and walking on the ground. I did have cadaver dogs on my searches as well, but and search dogs, but we found human remains and they didn't find anything out there. Like I said, so dedicated people on the ground doing line searches, hard work. And I can't tell you guys, for anybody who came out there with me, to spend all those hours out there in that hot sun, and and even in the cold winter time, walking out there, looking on the ground and finding these things. I mean, it takes a lot to stand there in the line and walk these areas as much as we can. So I'm gonna go right to it. I'm gonna share screens with you guys, so you can see where I'm coming from. First, I'm gonna start off. Please help find Daniel website. So you guys can understand where I'm coming from and what I'm actually talking about. So you go on the website. And for those who know that I am having a search that's coming up, the searches will be in the spring. For those who was asking me, Mr. Robinson, when is the date for that search? I don't have a sure date yet. It will be roughly around the 23rd of March, or like the 12th or so around that area of April. I'm trying to come up with determination of that date based on what I find out once I do some recon of the area, and also some availabilities of some of the people that I need out there in that search. So again, please help find Daniel website. You guys, you come to the main page, and this is the website. You have to sign a petition, which I need you guys, please. And I go over the stuff all the time. Sign a petition, donate. I really need donations, and we'll talk about that shortly. This would be an event tab when I have things to help other families. Event tab like Day of Remembrance and things like that. You can request the flyers. We send out flyers to you free of charge. You can get them out there to your community. That helps a whole tremendously. If you want to help us out with the the budgeting and because it costs the print, I understand this is also a form of donating. So these two buttons right here are two things that's very important. If print them out yourself, I know it costs, and I know how much which cost us to get them print, but those things will help out. Also, the volunteer in other ways tab. We have people, we need people, do some things like be a part of the staff. Volunteer to search again. This is where you go for the search for 2025. Come down a little further here. You see, if you guys see the symbol here, this is exactly what it is. Please help find Daniel. Sonoran search of spring of 2025. You can visit this site, of course, and you can pre-register. So this is the pre-register button that will take you to the search page. Search page, guys, it will take you, come down the screen here. You will see volunteer to search, prepare for the search. Please watch the safety briefing and also search videos, and then you can sign up below. This message from me, how to do a line search. I start off, you guys, preparing the search and then going over the safety briefing. And if you guys was to go, I was going to go over this today, but it's going to take a little of time. But if you guys can go on this video and listen to the video, and I will tell you about the safety briefing, the things that's very important. And some of those things you'll see coming up here. Again, I'm gonna put it up on the screen if you guys can see this here. Let me see if I can pull that up there. I will bring it back. I'll bring it back again. But if you guys can see up on the screen when it comes to let's see, here we go. There we go. All right. You have the how to do a line search, and I had to throw my glasses on, guys. How to do a line search, and also the safety brief, because the safety brief is the most important part to keep you guys safe. I do not have searches out there without keeping everybody, the volunteers, safe. People ask me all the time, Mr. Robinson, why you need this, why you need that. Most of it is to keep you guys safe. You belong to someone else's family. You're a family member of mine as well. I want to make sure that you are safe. I love my son. I'll do everything I can to find him, but I'm not willing to put anybody else in harm's way just to search for Daniel. Also, this teaches you how to do the line search. The line searches are
when there is evidence to suggest remains might be found in a
line searches are very unique in a way. There's a pattern the way you do it. You can see it here on the screen. To do a line search to make sure you're not missing anything on the ground. So it takes time. If you guys can look at that pattern, how a line search goes, you can imagine why 49 weeks is necessary in the Sonoran Desert. Why still some areas that will not has been covered just yet. And this is a small field that these people are walking on. So if you guys can imagine that, doing this in the desert, when you're trying to find remains, and that's some reason why we was able to find remains, is because we were walking methodically, just looking, actually making sure we're not missing anything. So I really appreciate, again, all the volunteers that came out to do that. Also, this is a tips for you guys. It's a nice video I found. You can learn how to prepare for the desert terrain. Things like wearing hard bottom shoes, whether it's boots or hard fully leather shoes. I'll talk about those as well. You guys come to Safety Briefing, you'll hear about those. You'll see them also in the video. Then you come down, once you finish all of that, you come down and search for Daniel 2025 sign up. You guys can, sign up, pre-register for the search. Like I said, I don't have that exact date, but I want to have ability to know exactly how many people may be coming out for the search, so I can prepare for that as well. And if you fill out this information, that will help me along the way. Again, this is a part of the safety briefing. You can read some of the stuff that I'll be covering from 1 through 10, things that you guys need to do when you come out to search. Again, I'm going to jump right into it for those who want to come out and search. This is the map that, and I want to say again, you guys, this map is not what I'm going to show you is not the completed map, because there's some areas that should have been shaded in. This have been provided to me at day one by Matrix New World. It's the company that my son worked for. They was able to give me, when I first started my search, they said they had mapping of that area. And so I was able to use their map, and we started filling things in as the 49 weeks of desert searches that I had out there. So we started filling those things in. But unfortunately, Matrix New World said they had to do something with their system, and a lot of the data that we had at the time, excuse me, a lot of data has gotten lost. And so we had to go back over it again and put some information in. But some of the things that we have covered won't be shown here. So again, but I'm going to explain how this thing worked. If you go out here, you can see this is the area where Daniel vehicles found, and this is the area here where he was last seen. It looks like it's not that big of an area, but when I zoom in, you can understand. This is I-10. I-10 comes right here, going east, north, east, and west. You go back east, you'll see Phoenix right here, coming down about here. This is the area of Phoenix, Arizona here. And when you leave out of Phoenix, it's like 40 some 50 minutes to get out here to Buckeye. So guys who knows coming out from Phoenix to Buckeye here, this whole area of Buckeye County, and not county, but Buckeye, city of Buckeye, and the rest of the part is Buckeye, where Daniel went missing. But if you get off of I-10, you're gonna make go up north on Sun Valley Parkway. This road right here is Sun Valley Parkway. It used to be called the road to nowhere because there was no development here. There's a development in this area, and is to go stretch out way out far. No develops here in the past. There was no Surprises area here. It's called Surprise. None of the stuff used to exist. And so when they start putting these developments in, it's a little different. But that is Sun Valley Parkway, how long Sun Valley Parkway goes. And they used to call it the road to nowhere. Again, to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little closer, you can start seeing how the development grows. Now, this is the new development where Daniel went missing right here at the well site versus where his vehicle was found. This is the quarry area that we used to work out of, where volunteers come park their cars, and we go out to where the vehicle was found, past the Haciapa River here. But this whole area right here is the new development. I've been studying it for the last several weeks, and I have someone on the ground out there in Arizona as well, to plan the search for 2025 for everyone. But normally we would come down. I'm going to go a little closer so you guys can see how this worked. Uh-oh. Did I go the wrong direction? Okay. See if I can get this back. Okay. I'm just going to refresh it. I'm going to have to take some of these things away so you guys can understand where I'm coming from here. Let me see here. All right. Okay, then. Okay, we're going to go back to this again. If I can get this arrows back. Man, I need to get these arrows back to get it a little closer so you guys can see what I'm going. Let's see here. Okay. Again, this used to be where we used to meet. If you guys follow along with me, we used to always say Cactus Road, Sun Valley Parkway and Cactus Road. This was just a landmark. They just actually have a sign out here that would say Cactus Road right here. But that's not actually the road we used to travel to get to the well site. We used to travel along this road north um, of that road here, Cactus Road. Now this is actually a road now, but it's all dirt. It was all dirt, little dirt trail, but they just call it Cactus Road. But it's coming in from this side because it's a lot wider and was able to go out to the well site. But all of this is a new area here now. They just did this. This is the area that my son was working on to determine if they can do what they have done so far right now is building a new community here. His job was to find out if enough groundwater in this area to sustain this community here. We already know that it doesn't. They don't have enough water, but they went ahead and pushed it anyway. But this is where Daniel supposedly had went missing, according to the information that we see. But when I had went out and did my assessment from Ken's story, it would have put him at this well site. But we'll talk about that too some other time. What I want to get back at real quick, and the reason why I'm doing the search is because we started off with a hasty search, and I'll have to go back out if I can get this to go out. I don't see how I can get this to go out without this error. Let's see. I should be able to. Okay, I'll tell you what, you guys. I'm gonna go in, out, and go back in and see if I can get this thing going right the way I want it to go. All right. I really want you guys to see this, and we'll talk about so much more whenever I get an opportunity to do that. So, all right. If I can get the arrow back so I can zoom in, zoom out where I need to. Well, I don't know what I did to it, but it seemed like I won't be able to. But anyway, I want to get in here to let you guys understand where I'm coming from. A hasty search, and I will go back and forth with this. All right. Start off with the hasty search. Hasty search will see the areas that we did cover, and it may have been a little bit more to, I believe, to the west in this area here. But we start off with a hasty search, what we call a hasty search. And the hasty search is based on basically people just riding around, driving around. It wasn't really it's not a line search or anything like that. It's pretty much riding around to see if we see anything, basically. Now, if you see, we covered this hasty search. When I say hasty search, we had only about 200 some people just riding around, right? And you see this area right here where Daniel's vehicle was found. And Buckeye Police Department wanted to ignore the fact that the person who found this vehicle said the vehicle wasn't there 2 days prior, because he came to that ravine to look for his cattle, and his cattle wasn't there. So he came back on the 19th, and the vehicle was there. So they want to ignore that fact. They want to make the story that Daniel's vehicle was there sitting right here in this ravine for 30 days. Despite of the fact that we had 200 people walking around this area, this blue area, and covering this area. You see where it covered everything. It covered the well site, covered this area. At the time we were doing a hasty search, we didn't know about this right here. We didn't know about the vehicle going to be found there. That was before. So we had the hasty searches going on. Also, if you look at the line search, take the hasty search off. We started doing the line searches. Still, line searches covering these areas, and I can't say the line searching from this point, from this quarry area is called up into where the vehicle was found. The line search in this area wasn't done. The line searches always stayed near the well site at the time. We had line searches outside along this fence line of Sun Valley Parkway as well. And also this part of the Sun Valley Parkway, and then some across the other side, the eastern side of Sun Valley Parkway. Also, these are some of the areas that we want to search still, to go back over again, because if you look at it with the line searches, it's not completed. We would love to get some line searches around these areas here. I was unable to do so, and some of the reasons why, if I could take this off, you guys, you can understand how this works, is because of this right here. This is a Hassayampa River. And what happens is people here that stays here in the core. I wish I had my arrow so I can go in and out. This thing zoom in and out to see if I can get at that. No. But with this line search, what it does is, let's see if I can get this thing going. I really wish I can get this going, you guys. It'll make it a whole lot easier for me. But the problem I had is to get people on the other side. We even tried with the National Guards to do a training op. I tried that with the Air Force Base. That didn't work. Also, we tried all kind of avenues of just giving people rides to the other side. That didn't work, but it was kind of hard. The only person we can get on the side of people who had the 4x4 vehicles and things like that to go into these different areas. And they had to have true 4x4s because some people say they got them and then they get stuck. But we had a difficult with that. So line searches in a lot of these areas we just can't get, because of the way the terrain is and things like that. Also, the foot searches we would like try to get again on the other side of the Hansihapa River. We did get some a little bit, but we'd love to get these little areas here. Ever since January 2022, we really need to get this because this is between the point of the where the vehicle found with Daniel last seen. There's some little areas of very high, suspicion, you could say, that we need to check in that area. Now, I can't tell you, I'm putting the grids back up so guys so see how we was doing things. We had these grids where we marked things off as well. So we say, hey, we hitting section 1939 today, or we're in the 1840, or we're doing right here where the vehicles found 1739. So we had grids. That's how we worked this whole areas out. And everything, this whole the box that you see here, the search area, is based on 11 additional miles. You guys see this line here? I'm talking real fast because I know this live. I don't want to go on too long. This is the canal that runs through that brings water into the state, but that's a canal. I will zoom in shortly, but I don't want to zoom in just yet because I want to show you some other things first. Also, what we need to search. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this back right. Okay, so if I can get everything back up there and you guys can see what we already did and what would need to be done and things like that. We did a lot. We covered a lot of areas, but what I want to get to is the searches that I'm going to talk about. Now, we need some line searches, and you guys see right here, this is not a line search, but we need to get some line searches done. And one area I'm really particular about is right here north of this search area. And the reason why I said north, the search area, I had to go back. And I want to tell you guys, one of the things I had to do as being a father who had to investigate my son's disappearance, as well as fight for his justice and, and everything else along with it. I had to go back over my notes. I had to go back. So things happen real fast. They happen really fast. Time goes by really quick and you have to deal with a lot, right? And so when that happens, some things you can end up missing or just forgotten about. Things happen so fast in real time. I'm doing all these interviews and things like that out in the desert, out in the city, you name it. And one thing that came back to me was a tip that I gotten at the beginning. The Buckeye Police Department have this tip as well as an elderly couple that was coming down Sun Valley Parkway, and they had a sighting. They believe they saw Daniel coming out of a surprise area. Well, actually, I think it was coming out of festival. I think the festival should be West Festival. Should be right coming up here. No, that's surprise. It should be between here. This should be festival here, I believe. Yeah, this area here, and I believe that's festival. Let me make sure I get this right. All right. Yes. So they live out here in this festival area, Sun City Festival. And they coming down Sun Valley Parkway and notice a young man coming out a ravine. And on the ravines I see that we have coming out of those areas is north of that box. Let me see if I can get it back and show you guys. So we got Sun Valley Parkway here. Sun Valley Parkway here. Outside of this box here, this is the search area. All this area right here, and especially right here in this ravine area, this stuff here, that wash. That's what she said. She saw Daniel come out of this wash, but his vehicle was south of that. And the ironic to that part is that the Buckeye Police Department refusing as well to accept the evidence that my investigator gave them of that vehicle. The first initial crash happened around 1 o'clock. They say it was close to 1 o'clock when they saw this person and saw Daniel's vehicle. The vehicle's without damage. They didn't see any damage. They thought the only reason why Daniel stood out coming out of watch. First of all, he coming out of watch. The second part is he's a black male. You don't see too many black males in this area, and so that's one thing that caught her memory. And also the fact that I'm not going to put her personal business out, but it's something significant that was going on at the time that had her to remember the exact time. And it was around that 1 o'clock area. So it kind of matches with, it does message with what my investigator found hard evidence on the vehicle. Again, you guys can see, if I was, I can zoom back out here. I'm still having a difficult time. This wasn't part of my plan, you guys, to not being able to zoom in and out. But I want to show you how that canal runs. That canal runs is another thing that we have to look into. I've been in this canal, up and down this canal. This canal is very heavily, I won't say fortified, but they have a bit tall fence. I went with my desert vehicle up and down this areas of search area, even on the other side, and looking in this direction to make sure Daniel is not in that canal. Because some they had some issues sometimes in the past where people was gotten into the canal one way or the other, and that canal goes all, I mean, through city after city, and then when it gets to a certain basin area, that's when they found these remains. And so, I'm jumping around this map, you guys, but the reason why I need this search, we have not cleared everything. You can see the areas that we have missed. We have some areas we can jump on the side here. Like I said, you guys, this is not an updated map that we did hit. We just called it quarter 11. So we did do not a full search like we had a line search or a hasty search, but we had a few of us did some investigations over in this area based on some information that we found, of course, based on 11 additional miles on the vehicle, you name it, from this point. So all that kind of stuff. So not just the 11 additional mile, but also how far a person can go. There's a bunch of science built into that as well. So again, you guys, I just want to show you this map really quick to let you know I really need to get the search going to really ease my mind as a father, to help my family understand if Daniel's out there or not. He's out there. Definitely don't want to leave him out there. And of course, the last search I had was almost, I want to say, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. Funding is the biggest part. Right now, if you guys can go on to the GoFundMe, and that's also going to go up to for you guys to, so you guys can see. So you can see the picture of the GoFundMe. If you guys happen to go on the site, you can see that. So you can see which one it is, and it belongs to me. I'm asking for $80,000, and the reason why is because we have a $70,000 debt that need to be taken care of first to be able to go forward with the search. I don't want to add into that debt, and I want to make sure we bring those costs down. Also, we have the 10 grand would be more towards the equipment, keeping volunteers safe, the supplies, you name it. So you guys who are trying to help as well, I really appreciate every donation I can get. As you know, and I wanted to put the information up here, and I will on my next live, help you guys understand why it costs so much to do a search. We can look at some of these other cases. I'm not going to put the name out, but we will be visiting those where you can see law enforcement spending close to $1 million in one day for a search. I have done this for 49 weeks off the money that we have, and it's $300,000 at the time to do a search. So that was over the spread of 2 years of searching, and so I say we did very good money-wise. We did very good of spreading that to make everything work the way it should work. But I definitely need the help now. And that's the reason why I am reaching out to the public. And I started a new GoFundMe to reach that goal, because that's the amount they need. If you guys need to read, you can also read the reason why I just give you the details of what I'm asking for and why I'm asking for it and how you guys can help. So again, you can tell your family and friends to join in and really, really help me reach that goal. I can get the search done and and also not just the donation, but actually get the volunteers out to search as well, because I need the volunteers. Without these volunteers, I won't be able to pull it off. Like I said, that desert is huge. It's a big, huge area. You guys see here on the map. I wish I could zoom back out again. I apologize for all this, guys. I really, really don't know what I just did to the map and where I can't zoom back out, but if you guys can look at the area, you will see that it is very, very huge, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be on the ground to cover these areas. Because again, if you go in deeper and deeper, you can see how closer you get, and you can actually see the ground of what you're searching. It could take a while. It could take 49 weeks to cover that search area. Imagine that we had searches when they told me they was going to build this area, that's get ready to break ground for this right here. You see now, we went back over this area probably like 3 times to make sure, because once they tear all this up, we knew this all was brush and everything else, desert terrain. And when they was tearing us up, they told us they're going to do it in that January. So it was really focusing very heavily in this whole entire area to make sure we didn't miss anything. And then when we did so, that's when we found the last human remains out in these areas. But it wasn't Daniel, of course. But like I said, if you look at it real close, you can see how when you get closer and closer, how much time it takes to, if you're just doing, for instance, this little area right here, it takes time to line search just that one little area. But we're doing numerous areas. So I say 49 weeks was really good to get things accomplished. Again, sorry, you guys probably could hear my voice. I'm losing my voice. That always happens when I'm talking so much. But I want to say thank you again for joining in. We'll be doing another live. I'll be doing continuous live, not just for the search, but also for Warriors of the Missing, to make sure that we're standing up for all the missing Americans out here. I'm gonna share some of you that I see on the screen. Thank you, Esther, again for your constant support. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything. You always been there. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you for your prayers. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I hope I see you, and I hope I can get to shake your hand as well. I'll see you all at the safety briefing. I can foot search and other side, no problem. Yes, and that's what I really need, you guys. And I like I said, I don't take it for granted. I tell everybody every time when we go to safety briefing, you hear me talking on the safety briefing how much I appreciate the time you guys coming out there, spending your gas money, been out there in the sun with me. I'm choosing the spring for a reason. The spring in Arizona is going to be a little warm, but to me, it's better to be really cold. That's my opinion. Also, we have more daylight and things like that going on. So, I will have, again, we have the safety tents, we have medical personnel, we have everything we need out there, water, electrolytes, whatever you need, we're going to have it out there. So keep the volunteers safe. We are very thankful to know that you, David, prayers daily. We are thankful to know you, David, prayers daily, and Daniel, and for Daniel, you, and for Daniel, you and your family. I'm sorry, I'm just reading this stuff kind of weird, so I probably apologize for that, Tracy. But thank you so much for your constant support and your love. I really appreciate it. Again, take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves. Like I say, hug your loved ones really close, and spend all the time that you can. I always like to say that because hey, look, for a person like me and those who are listening who have missed loved ones, we can relate when not in a million years you'll think you have a missing loved one. I remember when Daniel went missing. I was sitting back in my favorite area. On my back porch, Daniel know that area is. My family know what that area is. They know my seat. Nobody sits in my chair. The thing is, just to get that call, say, hey, look, my daughter frantic about a coworker come looking for Daniel, see if he was there, and that has changed our life. That caused me to know about the 600,000 Americans go missing every year. Excuse me. That also let me know about the children that go missing. There's all this information. It also helps me to understand why we have so many missing Americans in this country when there's some better things that law enforcement can do. There's some better things that we can do to help law enforcement. There's some things we can do to empower families. That's the reason I'm running for Congress. Matter of fact, you guys should know I'm running for 2026 to, excuse me, for Congress. But that's when I ran for Congress, to be able to make a difference. So again, Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. See you next time on Live. Take care of yourself and be blessed.
Brianna Whitney spoke with Daniel's dad today. About that today.
You know, one of the things Daniel Robinson's dad has done sure his son's case is in front of the media and the public, and finding different ways to do that even when there aren't any updates. He says he doesn't want Daniel's case to go cold. So having the opportunity to speak on stage with Gabby Petito's family about the disparities in their cases was powerful and important. Daniel Robinson, Gabby Petito, both of them gone, leaving their parents fighting for justice together.
Hey, look, nobody want to be a part of that club, but we are like family now, and we're sharing the same pains and burdens.
David Robinson has been fighting tirelessly to find his son, geologist Daniel Robinson, who disappeared from a work site in the Buckeye Desert in June of 2021. Detectives found his Jeep crashed nearly a month later, about 4 miles from where he was last seen, with his clothes and his belongings at the accident site, but he has never been seen again.
You grab the steering wheel and swerve or anything like that?
Just a couple months later, Gabby Petito went missing on a cross-country vlogging road trip with her boyfriend Brian Laundrie, and her case gained international attention from media and law enforcement almost immediately. David Robinson built a friendship with Gabby's father, Joe Petito, and the two took the stage together at CrimeCon this past weekend.
We had a platform where we were talking about white woman syndrome, as well as being able to talk about our individual cases and how the disparities is.
That idea is that missing white women receive more attention and resources than families of missing loved ones of other races, a topic Robinson says Gabby's father was extremely receptive to.
He told me he's doing everything he can going forward to help families of all races, get the attention that they need in every case. Every case should have that equal amount of attention.
Robinson says while most of his son's disappearance revolves around Buckeye and the vast desert out there, he's now focusing on where his son lived in Tempe and who may have been there before he vanished.
I'm looking into my son's apartment. These things are very crucial. These things that we don't hear in the report, we don't hear in the public.
Robinson says having the opportunity to speak on stage and have a booth at CrimeCon was a great way to find new resources and support, doing everything he can across the country to keep Daniel's name at the forefront.
I always think about him every time. He don't have a voice, I'm his voice for him.
Robinson has waited for the weather to cool down here, but he is working on organizing another search this fall for his son in Buckeye, just working on gathering resources and nonprofits to help and to support the volunteer searchers that also come out to aid him there. So.
Gosh, this case is just so mysterious. The evidence they found just way out in the desert, and his dad, every time we speak with him, you sense the frustration because it's like, where does he go from here? Doesn't the evidence trail grow cold?
I mean, it does. And that's the thing. It's so confusing to all of us because he went missing at the hottest time of the year in 2021. He didn't have his clothes or his belongings. They were at the crash site. So where could he have gone? How far could he have made it? It just doesn't make sense. And that's so frustrating. But I commend his dad, who has the strength to keep going. And he does such a good job finding new ways to get people's attention, saying, hey, my son's still missing, but let's talk about something different with the case and bring it up, and that way you just don't forget Daniel Robinson's name.
Yeah, he's just being a soldier. And you think about all the families that are going through this and how grueling that must be day in and day out.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I talk to these families all the time and it's awful, but it is cool to see the Petito family and the Robinson family coming together like this from really across the country with their cases. It's powerful.
I've never heard of this CrimeCon.
I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
I would like to go.
What else do they have there? I mean, they have panels with real-life crime victims and their stories.
It's incredible. So they have victims' families there who share their stories. They have media representatives. They have well-known podcasters and podcasts there. It's basically the true crime community coming together. And that DNA company I've done a bunch of stories with, all from them, they're incredible. They hosted a whole presentation there this weekend. So it's all facets of true crime coming together for advocacy, and it's awesome.
And maybe that's what needs to happen. All of these families come together to help these cases move forward. You never know when you can cross-reference and get information on different cases. It's very interesting. Thank you, Brianna.
Yeah. At the break of dawn, in the middle of the Arizona desert, a crowd of strangers meet for one purpose.
You guys coming out here to help me out, I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
To help another stranger, a father desperately searching for his 24-year-old son, Daniel Robinson.
Since he was a child, he liked to challenge everything.
He was born with a challenge.
And I wanted to introduce him to prosthetics because he's born one hand. We quickly learned that that's something that Daniel didn't want. He let nothing stop him. He decided to be a geologist once he got into freshman year in college. He excelled that, he graduated with honors.
Daniel's first job is checking the viability of water wells in the Arizona desert.
He loved this area, of course, because of the rock formation. You're a geologist, this is the best place to be.
But the terrain became a hellscape for his dad when Daniel went missing back in June from his job site.
And what number search is this?
This is search number 14.
Navigating the dangers in the desert, the Army veteran knows firsthand time is of the essence.
When I called the Buckeye Police Department, they told me that I had to wait an extra 3 hours because they had a 12-hour, report time when you can say a person is missing. Then I called them back and put in the missing person report. I got very worried. That's when I got very worried. I asked the Buckeye Police Department to go out and search that area. The officer told me that they were going to send a vehicle out there, a helicopter out to search for him. I was relieved. And then he called back an hour later and said, no, it was a no-go. I'm his dad, and he's my son. I lost all sense of reality. At that moment, I said, you know what? They're not going to look for my son. I'm going to have to do it myself.
Before he arrived, police did decide to search on foot and with helicopters.
This is the last place your son was seen?
The last place.
What do you think happened, David?
I think a lot happened here. I'm very suspicious.
But he doesn't know what. A month in, there's a break in the case, and police call Robinson.
I got afraid, actually, that it's going to be some bad news. He said, no, we just found his vehicle.
Some ranchers found it, and then at that point, we conducted our investigation and additional searches.
What was the condition of the car? If it had rolled over, it sounds like it was pretty bad.
Yeah, the car was on its side. The sunroof was kicked out at that point, so he might have exited through the sunroof.
His wrecked car in a ravine, both airbags deployed, Daniel's cell phone, clothes he was wearing that day, and a case of water all found at the crash site. But not Daniel.
People don't just disappear into thin air.
True.
Does that sort of feel like what's happened to here?
Yes. Yeah, it's very, very challenging case.
No matter how much the family asks for this to be a criminal investigation, can you make that happen?
We can't make up evidence. Absolutely suspicious circumstances related to the case.
Frustrated and heartbroken, Robinson hired a private investigator.
Where are we going?
Down here is where the vehicle was recovered from.
Is that the glass from the car?
Yes.
When you looked at this accident, what are the discrepancies that you noticed right away?
I believe it was in more than one collision.
What does the data from the black box of the car tell you?
That there was 11 additional miles on the vehicle since the airbags came out.
What does that tell you?
That tells me it was crashed somewhere else.
Does that sound suspicious? What explains that?
Well, we had the national expert that came in and provided us his findings, and then they ended up speaking to an expert at Jeep, and the expert says, yes, sometimes that happens, and it's not unusual.
But the data also shows someone tried to start the car 46 times after the crash.
That's something we can't explain.
It begs the question, again, the family is saying it's criminal. It's got to be a reason danger. Do something.
Right. No, I agree. But we need information. We need evidence.
He's got a lot of theories. His words, I think, were, I don't think they cared. What do you say to that?
Couldn't be furthest from the truth.
Losing hope, Robinson began pleading for media coverage.
It literally took 3 months.
While Robinson searched for his son, the country became riveted by media coverage of another missing persons case, the case of Gabby Petito.
In my situation, people think I love our children less or something, or they're less important.
In 2020, more than 543,000 missing persons records were filed. More than 480,000 were cleared. And 40% of the missing are people of color.
There are a lot of Gabby Petitos and Natalie Holloways in the Black and brown community.
That's why former police officer Derica Wilson co-founded Black and Missing Inc. and says too often their cases go untold. Eventually, local stations did stories and citizens began helping search. Did you know Daniel?
No, I just wanted to help.
You're just helping out a stranger on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Why?
You know what? I can't imagine what that man's going through.
As the search for Daniel goes into its 5th month, another family is in the midst of a terrible mystery for a 5th year. The family of Nikki and Ariana Fitz.
Ariana is very energetic, very happy.
2-year-old Ariana went missing under the most suspicious of circumstances in the San Francisco Bay Area in 2016. Her mother, Nikki Fitz, was found in a shallow grave in San Francisco's McLaren Park, but Ariana was gone.
It breaks my heart that Ariana's not with her mom and Ariana's not with her family, but it also breaks my heart even more is that I know that Nikki wants nothing more than Ariana to be with us, to be home.
Tessa Fitz says she is convinced her niece Ariana was taken by people close to Ariana's mother. San Francisco police searched for weeks. They had some leads, but no arrests. A digitally altered photo was made of what she may look like now.
And she's 8 now. I don't want to see this in a picture. I want to see her face in person.
Should Ariana Fitz be a household name like JonBenet Ramsey?
Absolutely. Why is her case any different from Kaylee Anthony? I can tell you, the color of their skin is the only difference.
For 5 desperate years, the family has continued searching using flyers, social media, and Black and Missing Inc.
Do you think it has anything to do with color?
I try not to put myself in the mindset of the race issue with her media coverage. All I want is for there to be the media coverage for her. I think she deserves that.
The Fitz and the Robinsons want only one thing, with hugging their missing children once again.
Do you think that Ariana is still alive?
I do believe that Ariana is still alive, and it would mean everything to me to know where she is and to find her. I wait for that day every single day. I believe that day will come.
How long will you search?
Till I find my son. I have to. I mean, he's my responsibility.
Sarah Seidner, CNN, Buckeye, Arizona.